and we're going to focus on back and neck. So start laying on your backs. And please make sure you're muted when you come on. And I just want you to feel the connection of your body on the mat. Take a nice breath, close your eyes, and just let go. Let go of where you were. Let go of your to-do list, and just begin to focus on how you're breathing. And as you exhale, start to tilt your belly button towards the mat. And as you inhale, let your tailbone come down to the mat. Just gently rocking back and forth. Let your breath guide the movement. And just take a moment as you do this and see what's happening today. Do you feel neck? Do you feel back? Do you feel fine? And just simply connect to the breath. Notice if your jaw is clenching. I'm going to get up and make sure everybody's muted. So continue rocking back and forth. And then from here, just lift the right leg up into tabletop and alternate one leg at a time. So if you can, see if you can keep your knee right over those hip flexors. And maybe you're feeling pretty ambitious this morning and you want a little more work. Start to extend the knees. Maybe you really feel good and you want to do it with straight legs. What feels straight to you? Or maybe you just want to reverse it and come from the floor and lift one leg at a time from the floor. This is even more challenging than the first part. And same thing, just alternate your legs one at a time. So I said that, but I meant the opposite. That was easier than the first part. And we're moving from the hip joint, reaching like you're tapping your toe to the edge of the mat. And you should start to feel those abdominal muscles saying hello. And then bring both knees in, wrap your hands around your shins, and start circling your knees. Circle your knees by using your hands. Feel how it feels in your hips. And reverse the circles. And then bring both feet back down to the mat. And let's just do a couple more pelvic tilts, back and forth. And on your next exhale, start to curl your lower tailbone up and just the bottom part of your tailbone. And then come back down. On your next exhale, just lift your sacrum off the mat. Keep your back against the mat, but just the sacrum comes off. And roll back down. This time, as you continue to curl up, tailbone, sacrum, curl up just so that the bottom ribs are still on the mat, but there's room under your back. Your back is off the mat, but it's not so big. You could hardly tell I'm doing that. And then come back down. And this time, as you exhale, start to peel from your sacrum, your belly button, and you're about to the bottom of your ribs. So you're still really low. So right now, you might be just feeling your quadriceps saying hello. You should feel your hamstrings saying hello, but nothing in the upper body. And then slowly roll down. This time, let's go for a full bridge. So you're going to peel up. Just really feel each part of your spine massaging itself all the way up. As you come up, see if you can keep those ribs down as you lift your hips up. So by doing it this way, my hope is it helps you keep your ribs in alignment with your hips and your knees. It helps extend the hips a little more. And then slowly peel yourself back down. This time, walk your heels a little closer in towards your body and see what happens as you peel up. Just lift up and just see how that feels. And just for one moment, as you're watching me, I'm going to show you what I see a lot of. I see a lot of this and this. So can you reverse it and lift more here and keep the ribs aligned? So just keep everything elongated. You should feel a lot more energy in your legs, and slowly roll down and feel that back getting a nice massage as you come down. Notice where you feel the challenge to get that massage in your spine. Let's do that one more time. Peel those hips up, lift up. Your feet could be wherever they feel the most comfortable to you, and keep lifting the hips up, keeping the ribs down. Draw your thigh bones towards each other. Take your time here and then slowly, slowly roll down. And then lift your arms to the sky and bring one arm behind you at a time and just feel how that feels. This one feels nice in the neck. It's for the shoulders, but if you're having neck issues, you'll feel kind of a release here. And bring both arms back and both arms forward. And maybe exhale when you bring your arms back. Maybe one at a time. And then bring both arms so your palms are facing each other, and you're just going to open your arms to the side and exhale back up. Open to the side and exhale up. One more time to the side, come back up. Bring both hands down again and then lift the hips up again. Really peel those hips off the mat. So if your back is super happy and you're feeling really stable, you don't feel like anything is tweaking or sore, challenge yourselves a little more by just, without moving your hips, lift your left leg up into tabletop. Bring that leg down. Keep your hips stable. Lift your right leg up into tabletop. Bring that leg down. Notice if you had to lift those hips. And slowly peel yourself all the way down. Then from here, wrap your hands around your right shin about 2 inches below the knee and extend your left leg flat into the mat. Allow your leg to relax into your hands and do that little circle thing with your hip again. Circle your leg in one direction and circle your leg in the other. And now just circle your ankle in one direction and reverse it, really getting into that ankle joint. And since we don't have any equipment today, just place your hands behind your hamstrings, see how that feels to you. So if you let your leg press away a little and you are feeling any kind of sensation in the neck, by the ears and shoulders, by pressing your leg away, you should feel a little stretch in the top of your neck and shoulders. And then from here, start to straighten and bend that leg. Maybe flex when you straighten one time and point when you straighten the other. Taking your time, inhaling and exhaling as you extend and straighten that leg. While we're doing this, let's tap into some of our yoga practice and set an intention. For some of us, it's Palm Sunday today. For some of us, it's right before Passover. It's the Sunday before Passover. A nice little holiday in the spring for all of us. Time to get together with family, or your intention could be something entirely else, something different. So the next time your leg straightens up, keep it there. And press your leg into your hands and release into a deeper stretch. Point your toe, flex your leg into your hands and release into a deeper stretch. One more time, press your leg into your hands, release, bend your knee, wrap your right hand on the outside of that right leg, and just really let that leg fall open to the side, but keep your left hip anchored into the mat. So you should feel your inner thigh on the right side. If this happened, you let the hip fall off. So you want to keep everything still aligned. And then bring that leg back center, keeping both shoulders on the floor. Cross your right leg to the left side. From here, roll your head to look over your right shoulder. So take a couple moments here, just breathing, feeling yourself decompressing. Feel like you're unwinding. So you can feel this anywhere. I'm feeling it right in here. Find the alignment of your neck as you turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, feel your entire body with nice, rich oxygen, and exhale everything out you don't need. Then we're going to exhale and roll completely to your left side. Keep your knees stacked. And you can take your bottom hand and let it rest on your top leg. Take your top hand, reach it forward. Then reach it to the ceiling and look at your hand with your head. Turn your head to look at your hand. As you exhale, keeping your shoulder down, keep looking over that hand. So this is getting everything. This is getting chest, back, neck. Notice where you might be holding on to any tension and let it go. Bring your arm back up and over. This time, while you're laying onto your left side, if you're able to, wrap your arm, your hand around your right ankle. If this is too much for you and you happen to have a strap nearby, use that to help you reach your hand around your ankle. Now as you exhale, kick your foot into your hand and see if you could get a little more extension in the front of that right leg. It just cramped up, so just let everything be neutral. See how much extension. And as you kick your foot into your hand, you might feel a little stretch in your neck and shoulder area as well. Allow that leg to rest behind you and roll back to your back. Take your feet and place them on the wider edges of the mat and rock that pelvis again a little back and forth and peel up into a bridge with your feet on the wide edges of the mat and see what happens to your bridge when you go wide. And as you exhale, roll back down and windshield wiper your legs side to side. So I know we were already on our left side, but we're going to finish off the left side by letting both legs drop to the left. Take your hands behind your head. On your next exhale, pick your right elbow up and bring it all the way up and over to the floor on the left side. Notice where you feel it here. You might feel it in your lower back. You might even feel it all the way through your belly. And roll back. Walk your feet in. Pick up your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. Gently take your left hand and gently pull your right knee towards the left with your left hand. Now release and gently press your knee away from you. So just rock that knee forward and back. And then find the position that works for you. I like parallel to the wall in front of me, and just start rocking your legs side to side. Just see how that feels. You might not feel a thing. You might just be hanging out, rocking your legs side to side, or you might be feeling a lot of energy in your hips and lower backs. Come center, and if this is okay for you and you want to go a little deeper, pick your left leg off the floor and wrap your hands around your left hamstring. So something I see a lot of in classes, I see people with their leg like this. And I say, try to relax your leg or allow that left leg to relax. And this is what I see. So if you really let the leg relax, it looks just like this. In fact, if you just let it go, it naturally kind of rocks a little. If this is not a deep enough sensation for you, wrap your hands around your left shin. If you go for your shin and all of a sudden your head and neck is like this, you've gone too far. So you have to find where you feel the most comfortable, but you still feel something. If this is still not deep enough for you, and wherever you've decided to settle, just tilt your legs an inch to the left. You should feel a nice stretch in that right side, mostly in this area. You can do what I'm doing, or you could just stay where you are. And then unwind. Let your right leg come to the floor, hug your left shin with both hands, and extend your right leg to the mat. Allow your leg to rest into your hands and start circling that left hip with your hands. Reverse the circle. Keep your leg where it feels the most comfortable for you and circle your left foot from the ankle joint. Reverse the circle. Hands behind your left hamstring and begin to straighten and bend that left leg. I'm going to remind you about the intention to help center you and keep you anchored into the present moment, whatever your intention is. Straighten that leg. You can have it pointed or flexed. Press your leg into your hands. Inhale, release. Flex your foot or point it. Flex your foot into your hands. Press your leg into your hands. Inhale, release. One more time. Press your leg into your hands. Inhale, release. And then bend that knee. Wrap your left arm on the outside of that left leg and let the leg open to the side, keeping your right hip anchored into the floor, feeling a nice inner thigh stretch. As you exhale, bring that leg back center, and we're going to pick up that left leg and bring it all the way up and over to the floor on the right side. See if you can maintain contact to the floor with your shoulders. As you exhale, rotate your head and look over your left shoulder. And notice how that feels. Some of us are going to feel our necks, and it should feel therapeutic. If this feels okay to you, roll back center, lay completely onto your right side, and stack your knees. You can either rest your head on your arm like a pillow, you could put something under your head, and you could also take your bottom hand and hold your top leg. Reach your top arm forward, reach it to the ceiling, look at your hands and make sure that your hand is directly over your armpit, not your head. It'll change how it feels. Roll your shoulder blade behind you as you look over your right arm. And you only go as far as your body allows. So we're never forcing, we're never going for the destination. We're only going where our body is ready to go in the moment. Just allow yourself to unwind. Then come back center. And your choice for your bottom arm, pick up your top leg with your top hand or use something to help you as you bring that leg back. If you can get just so that you're parallel to the floor and that your knee is pointing in the opposite direction of your head, great. You're laying on your right side and you're just holding your left ankle with your left hand. Kick your foot into your hand and release. And maybe gently as you kick your foot into your hand, bring that leg back a little further and do it again. Kick your foot into your hand, feeling a stretch in your shoulder and neck, maybe. Definitely a stretch in your quadricep. Just gently let yourself go to wherever it feels the best to you. And then let that leg rest behind you and roll all the way back to your back. Both feet are wide. This time, we're gonna bridge up, but this time I want your knees towards each other as your feet are apart. Tilt that tailbone up and curl all the way up into a bridge. Knees together, feet apart, and then slowly roll down. So if any point during what we're doing doesn't feel right, change it. Don't do it. Keep your feet on the wide edges of the mat and start windshield wipering side to side again. Getting into the hips, the back, and just notice how everything is feeling. Notice where you're holding on to things. Can you let them go? This time, let both legs drop to the right and stay there. At any point during the rewatch, if there's something we're doing and you feel like, oh, I want to hold this so much longer, pause the video. And then when you're ready to continue, just press start again. Just take a nice deep breath, allow everything to release. If by any chance you feel any kind of pulling in your back knee, you can put something underneath it to support it, like a yoga block or anything that will help lift the knee so there's no pulling on it. You could also walk that knee in a little bit, take some of the pressure off. Take your hands behind your head, shoulder blades reaching towards your hips. As you exhale, pick up your left elbow, bring it all the way up and over to the floor on the right side, letting everything release. Notice where you're feeling it on this side. Is it your lower back? Is it your psoas? Is it both? Just breathe and let go. I encourage you to hold this one a lot longer. Let your knees stack, shoulder blades down. Let's just do one more. Lift that elbow. Let's go back again. It just feels good to do it. Look over that elbow as you bring your elbow behind you. Come back center. Pick up your left leg, bring it behind you, and roll back to your back. Okay, so we're going to wrap our hands. Actually, before we do that, take your hands under your head. So my hands are locked like this under the base of my skull, the occiput. I'm going to lift my elbows, and as I exhale, I'm thinking of pressing the pointy part of my ribs, this part of my ribs. I'm going to press them down into the floor, which helps me lift my head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Now from here, I'm going to allow my head to rest into my hands, and I can actually feel a release in the back of my neck. Then roll back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, press those ribs down to lift the head, neck, and shoulders up, and let the head rest into your hands. Come back down. One more time. As you exhale, lift the chest off the mat by pressing the ribs down. Let your head rest. And once you feel that release, see if you can press deeper into those ribs. Then bring your hands behind your hamstrings and see if you can lift a little higher. Keeping everything aligned, lift your feet up, poke your toes forward to slowly come up to a comfortable sitting position. As you sit tall, find the most comfortable sitting position for you. So this may not be comfortable for you. You can sit in a chair, you can do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. That's the most important thing. We want to see if we can align our spine. So if you happen to have a mirror near you, you could turn your head, look into the mirror and see, are you leaning forward? Are you curving back? Can you find yourself sitting tall on your sit bones? So if you don't have a mirror, you know those sit bones are those pointy bones in the bottom of your behind. If you're sitting forward, you're not going to feel them. But if you're sitting right on top of them, you can feel you're just gently sitting right on top of those sit bones. Now from here, I put my hair in a ponytail for a reason. I want you to think like somebody just pulled a ponytail up. That really helps lengthen out the back of your head. Now, I'm going to stick my fist under my chin to show you that's about the distance. That's not necessarily correct, but it kind of gives you an idea. And then we're going to turn our heads towards the right. Come back center and turn your heads towards the left. Come back center. You can either change the cross of your legs or whatever you did to sit comfortably. Take your hands and I want you to press them behind you. Really watch for the tendency to curve your shoulders forward. Think of pressing your shoulder blades back. So whatever you need to do to feel those shoulder blades pressing back, this is not so bad doing that. Shoulder blades are back, body is nice and tall. Turn your head to the left. So while your head is turned to the left, press your opposite shoulder back a little more. Come back center. Take your right hand, press into that left shoulder, turn your head to the right, press your left shoulder back, or you could use the same arm, whatever works for you. Come back center. Drop your chin to your chest, keep your shoulders down and back. So your head, the weight of your head is gently letting you let your head rest. Lift your head up. Take your hands behind your head like you did when we did that sit up, and then lean back. So you want to keep your shoulder blades down and let your head rest into your hands and come back center. Keep your elbows here, keep your shoulders down. Lift your right elbow towards the ceiling. Come back center. Lift your left elbow towards the ceiling. Come center. From your ribs, twist to the right. Exhale, center. Take a nice inhale as you grow taller and twist to the left on your exhale. Inhale, center. Release your hands down, place them wherever it's comfortable for you. Reach your right ear to the sky. Keep your shoulders even. Just take a moment here. Notice, are we holding on to anything? Are you holding on to any tension in your jaw? Can you let it go? Let it just relax. Then roll your chin and look down at your left armpit. Take a moment here. Roll your chin center. Lift your head up. Keeping your shoulders down, lift your left ear to the sky. Same thing. What are you holding on to? Can you feel this in your jaw? Can you feel it in your neck? Can you allow everything to let go? Then look down at your right armpit. Roll your chin center. Lift your head up. Reach your arms to the sky. Bring your thumbs to your third eye and thumbs to your hearts. I wish you all love, peace, joy, and wonderful good health always. Namaste.